Yeah.
Welcome back to the Wafflehouse.
Hey!
Oh, Intel. Just as you laugh, my wife started laughing downstairs. Is she listening in as well? A resume from last week. Rick.
Well, interesting developments last week. Initially, the party tried to do two quite novel things. Dak blowing a whistle that no one could hear at the Balor, and JC holding up a totem, which had absolutely no effect. Long story short, killed a bunch of demons. Unfortunately, during the scuffle, we found that one of the souls trapped inside one of these demons was poor Muriel. Rest in peace. Well, more pieces, because we'd slashed her to pieces at that point. Despite thinking that nothing actually happened with the whistle, we were quite pleasantly surprised when all of a sudden a huge portal opened and a lot of allies of ours from Aeon came through, including, believe it or not, Vox Machina.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to obtain any of their weapons despite the best efforts of half the party. After this, we were provided a brief respite to recover and heal our wounds before we headed off in the direction of Shanjun, continuing the chase of the Balor who had retreated naturally when half of Amon appeared through the portal. We successfully killed the Balor and believe that we've closed the portal, but the last thing we had was Rick having an ominous feeling that something was wrong, and those potential fears being confirmed as we are needed back at Sanctuary.
Believer, you need to come back to Sanctuary. It's the Huntress. She's dying.
Dying? What do you mean?
Do you hear that in your mind? That's it. So you
Oh,
say
my
dying,
mind.
what do you mean? Okay.
Yeah, I say it out loud for a second. I think everyone else would have, heard that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Something's wrong at Sanctuary. We need to head back there now. What's the quickest way to get back?
Walk?
Well, it's got to be portal shenanigans we can do, surely. Is Lewin just in the fetal position on the floor at the moment, crying?
No. Lewin is being unusually quiet for him, but he's just standing there, floating, really. He's
And
like
the fly spell dissipates, and you land on the ground amongst the wreckage of the Balor Bullrog who exploded.
Anything amongst the Balor.
There is obsidian. There is melted sand. Rain is falling. The sand is sticking to you. All look a little like this, except, of course, for JC, who is looking pristine under his hat.
Yep.
Slightly scorched, but pristine.
Yep. All burnt off there, don't worry about it. The red oozing pustules, nah, it's fine.
While I would normally be more than happy for us to sift through the remains of these enemies, I would quite like to get back to Sanctuary now.
You could do so if you wish. There is basically granite there.
Oh, that's
now.
what he says to the others. That's what he says to the others.
Okay, well, I think we're done here.
Okay, Dak, can you do your tree thing? Or Lewin, can you do a portal thing?
Well, there are two fatal flaws with that plan.
Yes.
One, there are no trees around here. And two, I haven't got a spell slot for it.
JC, you see a low cloud moving in your direction from the east, from the area where Singon was.
What direction is the wind going?
The thing is, it's travelling into the wind, and it's getting closer to you.
I'm going to point that out and go, that's not right.
Provine,
it
from
should be going away from us, not towards us.
And it gets closer to you. It's hovering about 20 feet above the ground. Its cloud's about 10 foot wide. It is white. As it gets closer, you can see there's a slight green tinge to it.
Yeah, I'm going to be going like mad. This ain't right. This is not right.
And it comes closer. It's now about 100 feet away from you, just hovering there.
We're being watched.
And
Boris waves. Says hello.
And then it's 60 feet away, and it hovers there, and then settles on the ground. And so, where are you? 60 feet. So about here. Oops. Where's my pen? So about here. You can see this cloud about 10 foot wide. It just settles onto the ground. Slight green tinge to it.
Nothing shown up on my screen.
Doesn't it?
No.
I've got like a black, orangey blob.
No, I've got a blue cross.
Blue cross. That's where it is. Yeah, because I didn't have an icon for it. And it just drops down there, and then you see this thing starts to change shape, and the cloud starts to coalesce, becomes denser, and over the course of a minute, are you gonna wait? You're watching this happen? Yep. You're gonna do anything about it?
I am going to hold an action with my crossbow pointing at it. If it's an enemy, I will shoot. If it's not an enemy, I won't shoot.
Okay. The rest of you have seen it now. JC pointed it out.
Let's go and find out what it is. Boris is going to walk over there and wave and yell hello and try and work out what this thing is.
Okay.
Don't stand in the way, Boris.
And it takes about a minute, but this cloud solidifies, and you see there a young elf wearing a brown smock, bare feet with green stained feet, no shoes on. Long hair. Dak, you're the only person who recognise her. This is Strickler from the forest. If you remember, she is the archdruid.
Yes.
Wafflehouse. I have found you. It's good to see you again, Dak.
And you? What an unexpected surprise.
I have come. I could not help you in the battle. My powers are diminished somewhat. The spiders have left me. They have been torn away, but I've come to give assistance as I can. And she looks around at the desert. She says, I was born here. These trees were my kin. And there's a broken branch on the floor she picks up, and she just starts. You suddenly realise how young she is, Dak. She starts to cry. She's ghastly. What has happened to the expanse? Still, cannot dwell on this at the moment. Wafflehouse, I have come to see if you need any assistance from me.
Well, your timing is impeccable. We're finding ourselves in need of getting back to a place called Sanctuary, and we currently have no way to get there quickly.
You know, Sanctuary would be a good day's walk away from where you are.
Mm.
By the way, I'd like you all now to make Constitution rolls for me. Not saving throws, Constitution rolls for me, please.
Bollocks.
That's pretty good for me.
Boris, you get a point of exhaustion. Lewin,
Wonderful.
a point of exhaustion. JC, a point of exhaustion.
You
Dax,
just got rid of him.
surprisingly, you don't. And Brick is made out of brick, so doesn't either.
You just got
Maybe
rid of
yeah.
him.
Am I able to cheer someone up so they don't get that point of exhaustion? Can I like happy dance with them? Like, yeah, you're great, you're fine, you're healthy, you have no problems, you're not exhausted, you can go for another day.
Do you have bardic inspiration? Nope.
Hey!
Okay,
I would give it to Lewin because if that's okay, because he's depressed.
Can I've had inspiration for about 4 months that I haven't used. Could I use it, please?
Yes, you can. Roll
Thank
another
you.
D20.
If we can do that, I want to do the same.
Boris, you're fine. JC,
Yeah.
is even worse.
You're just destined to be exhausted.
You do add your constitution modifier to that, whatever that is.
It's 2. It's not going to do anything.
JC, you are tired, exhausted again.
Oh,
Poor JC.
I mean, we've had a day, haven't we, really?
Lewin is you have a point of exhaustion. JC, can you just roll a D10 for me, please?
I did that a second ago. It was 2.
A D10, so you take
One
two
D10, yeah.
psychic damage. Okay.
Yeah, already put it on.
Well, what can I do to help?
If you have any means of fast travel that we can make use of, that would be very helpful.
I can give you the same mode of transport I have. I have the wind walk ability. I can share that with you.
That would be ideal. Thank you very much.
You are aware of the limitations of this particular enchantment. You are powerful indeed. You have come on a long time. And Iskip draws in the sand.
He needed a Waz.
Yeah.
I'm inspired from Boris.
Whilst you lot are talking, JC is going to sort of do the sort of walking around in a circle in the sand and then just curl into a ball this time again.
Attempt.
I thought you were about to start scratching in the sand to do something.
He's burying something, yeah.
So Strickler comes and looks at the portal. That is closing. He's gone. You have done well here, Wafflehouse. Dak, I don't know your colleagues. Could you?
Oh yes, of course. We've had a change of face, or several changes of faces since we last met. I'm afraid it takes quite a toll. This work, I'm afraid, as I'm sure as you must know. So yes, and I will go around and I will introduce everyone by first name, and then they can introduce themselves more after that if they choose.
And she just nods as she meets you all, and she goes to JC. Goes, the cursed, and to Lewin, half blood, and she nods. To Brick, she goes, the believer. To Skip, she goes, the mother.
Why does everyone call me the believer?
This isn't a little old lady at all. This is you, Chernobyl, isn't it?
Old, Lewin?
I'm gonna look at this old lady.
Young lady. She's a young elf. You do not recognise her.
Gonna look at this supposedly young lady. Is there any glamour or illusion?
Are you going to cast Detect Magic?
It's going to take... I can cast it using a spell slot. So, yes, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
And she sees you do that, and she lets you do that. And you can see that she has a glow around her. There is a glow of... she has a staff, which is glowing. Her whole being has a slight... what magic would it be? What would nature magic be?
It depends on what kind of effect it has.
So probably there is a slight transmutation type spell, sort of aura to her. But she there's no illusion here that you can see. There's no illusionary magic that you can see.
Yeah. Forgive me. It's the smell of transmutation magic on you.
I have just changed from my cloud form. It is something I experimented with. It is a way of traveling quickly, and I do not judge you for having concerns. You do not know who you can trust at this time. What is that flying around? Oh! And she holds out a hand, and Freddy jumps onto her hand, and she starts to pet it under the cheek, and she reaches under her smock, and she gets out a tidbit and gives it to Freddy.
Yes. We're coming back here, Freddy. You can only give me affection and love, thank you.
He looks at her and sort of slightly sulkily, he just paws and asks for another morsel, which she gives him. Scratches him under the chin. He belches, and you can see this puff of radiant magic come out of his mouth. He flies back to you and wraps himself under your clothes.
Oh, come back in here, Freddy, you adorable boy. Are you safe?
That's why you are the mother. He is adorable.
He is quite adorable. Thank you for noticing. He's got his mother's eyes and his father's horns. He looks over at Dak. Yeah, they're quite similar.
And Strictly goes, well, there's a story here. Perhaps this is not the time to discuss this. I would invite you all to my forest. The son of Anansi, and she talks to you, Dak, now, because the rest of you won't understand this. The son of Anansi was deposed. The spiders are now under the shadow of the crawling one.
Oh my. Well, as soon as the world has stopped ending, I will come by for tea and we will discuss what we can do about that.
Yes, I remember when you came, you flew on your own. That was delightful. Do you not keep in contact?
I'd dearly like to do that again soon, but things keep going wrong.
And Fabergé gave you that seed of hers.
Yes, it's kept us all very well fed.
There was a reason for that, and perhaps you may think what that reason was. She was wiser than even I thought. I will aid you as I can, Wafflehouse. You wish rapid transit?
Please.
I will use my abilities to turn you into the substance of clouds. But I warn you, you will be defenseless in this state.
We've got experience with this.
You have. Believe her. And she bows to you. She bows to you all. The gods play their games. The end game is near.
Mm-hmm.
And she's tiny. She's small. She's smaller. She's about JC's height. And she comes up and she gives JC a scratch.
JC will start purring quite nicely.
Leader, I think your new troop is more than suitable. I will transform you now. Godspeeds, and I hope you find what you need. Sanctuary, did you call it?
Yes.
May the gods be with you. And she asks you to get close, all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you all get close.
Oops.
Yep.
And she starts to mumble under her breath. She gets one hand. You can see this flame dance, and it dances it dances like almost like a small Groot-like creature dancing in her hand. The other, she gets a vial of water, and she just sprinkles it over this creature that's dancing, this fire creature dancing in her hand. And the two intermix, and they just turn into vapor, and that vapor just gets bigger, and it just surrounds you all, and you all feel yourselves starting to expand and getting less substantial. And over the course of a minute, you find yourself turned into cloud form, and you can start to rise. Are you now Misty Boys? And she turns herself into cloud form as well, and she disappears back to the east towards Singorn. I don't think you can communicate in this form, can you?
Only sort of making physical shapes, I believe.
You have the telepathic bond
You've
still
got
up.
the telepathic bond up, so
Say.
you can still communicate.
Mm.
Right, let's head in the direction of Sanctuary.
Okay. So you head that way, so you can travel very fast, faster even than Iskip. So 300
my
feet.
God.
You can dash as well.
Not when I'm hasted. I'll still outrun you, motherfuckers.
So 300 feet. So you can 300 feet in 6 seconds is 3,000 feet in a minute,
Oh yeah, fair.
which is still not that
About
fast,
108
really,
miles.
is it?
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we worked out
Okay.
Skip's speed at 160 was like 86 miles an hour. wasn't it?
You fly across the countryside. Beneath you, you see barren areas. You can see stubs of trees as you hurtle towards the ley lines. You see these cracks in the ground where the ley lines
Just so you
were.
know, officially it's only 34 miles per hour.
All right.
And you see this Welsh policeman pursuing you for breaking the speed limit. But you see these cracks in the ground towards you, and they seem to be concentrating along the ley lines towards where the mine is. And it takes you about 4 hours of travelling, unless you're going to try go faster.
Well, we could intermittently dash, couldn't we? So we don't get too tired, I suppose. Maybe take half hour off that.
Okay, so 3.5 hours you get there. Who's at the front? Who's leading?
I think he'll go at the front because obviously his daughter.
Yeah, I mean, the only suggestion there would be, I think Iron led us here, so I probably know the way
Yeah.
back, I would think.
Brick does not have the best sense of direction, so he will just follow.
Okay.
The rest.
Okay, so you get closer to the mine. Believe you do see demons occasionally wandering around. Above you to the north, you see there's a sky ship, a distant boom as it fires its cannons and things on the ground. Mopping up procedure continues. To the south, you see this large brass dragon flying through the air, and it sweeps down, and you can see flames spouting from its mouth as it whops up more of the demons. And it does a barrel roll as it does so. You get towards the mine entrance. Are you going to go straight in? Or are you going to change before you go back in?
I think,
I'll change before we get in.
yeah, I think
You're
that's
gonna
probably
change,
sensible.
Okay. So it was about a 4-hour journey along the mine. Okay. So you land at the mine entrance. There are no demons you can see there. You are pretty sure that there's nothing there. There's a number of you who have high passive perceptions, and there's nothing stirring there. Even the mosquitoes there, there's the occasional one, but there's very few around.
Well, if it looks safe, do we want a chance going through the cave gaseously? It'll be faster.
I'll be going through with no hesitation.
Just remember when you get to Sanctuary that there is that field of anti-magic, and if you're going like 300 feet in 6 seconds, that may be painful when you hit that zone.
Yeah, it'll twinge a bit when you come to a stop.
Change
Like
back
fart in the wind.
Okay, so you are travelling through the mines, yep?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we also need the sigil or stone to avoid that horrible misty cloud of not fun that nearly killed us all?
The mark of something.
Well, we found a way around that in the ultimately, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, we waffled enough. It got bored.
Yeah. We literally waffled it to death.
Right, well, let's just ignore it for now. Then, if it comes up, it comes up again. I'm pretty sure we got some sort of mark when we were there last.
Okay, so the mine is very dark. You struggle to see in this space. As soon as you get in there, you travel down these old tracks, old minecart tracks, and as you get into the mine, it gets dark to the extent where you cannot see. I will put you on. So you are in the mine now. This is just to the entrance. You are in your form or cloud form at the moment.
Oh, we in the cloud form? I thought we all came out of the cloud form, didn't we?
Okay. Well, you spend
Guys, just correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, you spend a minute coming out of cloud form there, and you do so apprehensive because you are in a state of vulnerability as you do so, but it is safe, and you land lightly on the floor, and you stand there in the mine. You can see these carts and things here. There are bones on the floor, picked clean. It is dark. Boris, you cannot see in this mine.
Yeah, any chance of a light?
If I haven't already, I will light my glaive, see if that helps at all.
Boris, just give me the end of your. Oh shit! What is it? It's Morningstar.
Flail.
Flail. I'll put a light on the end of the flail for you.
Do you ask Boris to give you the end of his flail in complete darkness where he can't see anything?
No, Lewin's bright enough to know what that was. What
So
actually happened.
is that 30 and 30 or 20 and 20 for your flail for the light? Is 30 and 30, isn't it? 30 feet of bright light, 30 feet of dim light, yeah?
Oh, for light you mean?
Yeah.
It is 20 foot of dim light and 20 foot of bright light.
My bad.
Okie dokie. Thank you very much.
Yes, not quite sunlight levels.
Okay, so you can now all see there is the detritus on the ground. Clearly the demons have been here. As you look at the skeletons on the floor, you see numbers of them are not human, but probably those of you who have any medicine skills will think these are probably more hobgoblin skeletons. There's certainly some sort of martial armour about. So you stand there at the entrance. You can hear hear and feel the darkness beckoning forwards.
Well,
we remember which direction to go.
Who wants to lead? Need to make a survival roll to do this.
I could do that.
Okay.
Well, I'm proficient in survival, if it helps.
Same, I am
you
as
can
well.
help. You can give him advantage. Then it's going to be a difficult roll.
Don't forget my my expertise when I am proficient in something.
Yes, I will sort of help. I will help JC by sort of correcting him in bits where I think I'm right.
Okay. So JC with advantage, natural 20, 26. Okay, it was. You remember markings. You know you have a rough idea which way you need to go. JC, you're going to lead then, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go at the front.
Okay. Okay, go at the front then. Okay. Yeah. And is that your marching order?
sure.
I don't think Dak is concentrating still.
Nope.
Nope. So
I've got nothing left to concentrate on.
So Dak's at the back, yep.
Yeah. That way, if we get shot, I'll know first.
Okay. So you proceed forward. You see, JC, you see in the light of Fusto's head, you can see here to the north that there is a blue slad covered in webs, wrapped up in a victor's pose. You can see that it has been desiccated.
Yeah. With it being already dead, I'm pretty sure it's safe that we can avoid it.
Okay.
Probably don't want to get stuck in the web though. What was that?
I think it's the thing that killed it we should be worried about. But saying that, I believe Dak is a really good friend of spiders, from what I hear.
Well, they tend to be on good terms with me. Although I don't remember seeing spiders in here when we came in here before.
I don't think we did.
Okay, we should be wary of that.
Okay. So, JC, could you make a perception roll for me, please?
A perception of a 28.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, because I've got exhaustion, haven't I? So would that be the 18?
Oh, you did
It'll
have
be 21
exhaustion.
minimum anyway. So.
Okay, so you did have exhaustion, so you only had 16 before. Okay, perception is 18.
But don't forget, Brick was helping me on the last one, so it does not make it advantage.
No, you still don't get. You still
Flat
get a base. Base roll. Okay, so you're walking. You do have this feeling that you are being watched as you go into this deeper into the mine.
Well, to be honest, that's a feeling that I've probably come so used to now being with this group.
Yep. You feel that maybe there's something. Maybe there's things out there
In the darkness.
in the darkness. Yep. And you keep going, and you follow the path that you made, and go deeper into the mine. Okay, so what I'd like you to do. Who's second? It is Brick.
Me,
Brick,
yeah.
are you going to go? Are you going to be happy to go slowly and stealthily, or you want to go quicker?
I am encouraging us to go at a regular pace.
Okay.
To be fair,
So-
I'm not sprinting through the mines. It's too dangerous to do that. But I'm not going to be sneaking
Okay, so
unless the others tell me to.
so I'm just going to get JC. You need to make survival roll, please, with disadvantage.
Well, the minimum is 16, so.
How do you get a 16, which is red, and the other one is 9?
I think it starts off as a natural one, but because they've got that reliable talent.
Oh, does it do
sort
it
of makes-
automatically? Oh, okay, fantastic. Oh, that's good. Well, you managed to follow the route. You do hear noises in the mine. and you
Yellow brick road.
you progress. You are starting to get very tired. You have been going all day.
Yeah.
Do you wish to keep going? Because you are starting to flag.
Well, whilst mid yawn, I'm going to try and say to the others, you know, I'm getting tired. Are we going to rest for a little bit, or are we going to press on? If we're going to press on, someone will probably need to take the lead.
Boris is happy to take over. I don't think we should be taking a long time to do this.
No, I'd rather get through the caves. I mean,
Okay.
I'm happy to lead as well.
Okay, so could you all make Constitution rolls for me, please?
Saving or just regular?
Just normal roll.
I'm normal roll.
Ooh, 2 good rolls in a row.
Balls on a stick.
So Boris fails. Brick passes. Dak surprisingly passes. Lewin fails. JC.
I thought I had inspiration from Yiskip earlier.
You do have an inspiration dice from last week. Are you going to use that?
I'll use that and turn that
Okay.
into 24.
No, well, just have to roll it again then.
Do I? Well, here we go. There we go.
16, you're fine. JC fails. Iskip fails. So those who fail take a point of exhaustion.
Is it me who's leading, or did you say you were, Brick? I don't mind either way.
I'm more than happy to lead at this point because I think we're getting a bit closer to Sanctuary. Sort of,
Okay.
hopefully some of this seems a bit more familiar.
So
Sure,
with,
if you-
with JC's help, you managed to avoid some of the denizens. You know there are things down there, but you
Yep.
managed to avoid much of that. And I will. So Brick's at the front, yep?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just putting you on randomly here. Awful lot of you, isn't there? There we go. So I will change the screen. So after about 4 hours, with the combination of Brick, Boris, and Steve, I know that takes that off. There we go. You get into the area of Sanctuary. You get there, it is quiet.
Just really quickly, are we meant to see this token in the top left
Which one?
with a 2 and a 5 on? I can see one with a token with a 2 and a 5 on it. Literally just like.
Oh no, that was the woman that was there from before. So she's the one that came and gave the supplies and things. That was
Okay, just
I
wanna-
beg
just-
your pardon. She shouldn't have still been there.
Okay.
There is you can see gutting flames, which are burning down low on the torch at the other side of the bridge. There's a slight low glow from the mushrooms here. You see no movement. You remember there was a guard always here standing across the bridge. There was no one there.
But JC's relatively high perception, albeit exhaustion. Does he smell any sort of like smell of blood on the air or anything like that?
Make a perception roll for me, please.
Death and decay. 23.
Certainly a whiff of... You can smell blood in the air, yeah.
Yeah. I'll pass on to the others.
And with that, I am literally. Brick is literally just going to take off. He's just going to start sprinting towards the entrance.
Okay. So, run across.
Oh well.
Someone get after him.
Yep.
Okay, so Brick runs across the bridge. Brick, there is a body on the ground just here.
Yeah.
It's cut it. You can see this explosion of blood around it.
With my ability in whether it be perception or survival, can I ascertain what's caused this?
Your foresight is now switched off. You suddenly realise that
Oh, is
the
it gone?
magical feeling of
course.
doom is over you is gone, but you have a paternal feeling of doom as well.
I would take a moment just to quickly check this body, just to try and figure out what's happening here to start with.
Okay.
So is there anything I can do to check on this?
Make a medicine roll.
14.
Okay. You can see here this person is lying on their back. The whole chest area is, and down to the abdomen, there's an empty hole here, and there is where the stomach and the heart and the lungs were. There's just an empty space, and you can see that it looks like with a 14, something like very similar you saw before with one of the Umber Hogs. Something has burst from inside outside.
Oh,
Goddamn xenomorphs.
Yeah, with that, Brick is going to continue his sprint off into Sanctuary.
So the rest of you trying to keep up?
Yeah.
I'm just going to be lazily walking in because I'm too tired for this shit at the moment.
Okay. So Brick,
I hate to say it, it's much the same with Lewin, to be honest.
so look, you've got exhaustion markers as well, have you? How many have you got?
Just a single one.
Just a single one. Here we go. Okay. So you get up. The rest of you are chasing after Brick. Brick, there's a glowing brazier at the front door here. There was no one there. It is silent within. You get in here and you see there's just dead bodies on the floor everywhere. It's like a carnal house. There's blood everywhere, and the dead people on the floor look very much like the person you saw outside. Their stomachs are blown open, their chest has been blown open. You look up, you feel water on your face. You look up and you can see there's a right high up where you're looking at, you can actually see a crack in the ceiling and very faint sunlight you can see through now coming from way high, and there's drip of water and rain dripping on your face now.
And that wasn't there before, was it? That giant crack in the
No.
No, so that means something's come in, or something has got something out of here and out there. But at the moment, I think I think he's sensible enough to not just, considering we don't know what we're going into here, just shouting out anyone's name. So he's not going to, but he is going to rapidly search these areas around the courtyard.
Okay. So he goes around the courtyard and there's no movement there. The fires are burning low.
Yeah.
There are flagons of water. You do see piles of vomit on the ground. There is an occasional pool of diarrhea as well, but there is no movement here.
No, Ragesh. Okay. Given that he's
You
not
see
finding
this,
anything,
you
I
see
think
a one-armed dwarf there, face down. Turn him over, and his insides have burst out as well.
I think the best place to go would be to go to the sanctum in the middle then and try and see what's happening at the source, because it's out here is like this. Dread to think what's like in there.
Yeah. Okay. So the rest of you are going to go in as well.
Boris certainly is, yeah.
Okay. So move yourselves in.
Is this the? I'm just checking. Is this the door here?
You can go in there. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You go in there. And the rest of you go in as well. Okay.
These bodies. Don't know what's happened to them.
Well, you're going to stop and watch and look and examine them because Brick has run off ahead.
Yes,
So-
I am.
So okay, so you're out here. Okay, so make a medicine roll for me, please.
It's an 8.
They're dead.
Well, I'm glad I could work this one out.
Yeah.
Would you like a second opinion, Lewin?
Basically, it looks like they've been
Well done,
eviscerated.
Colombo.
It looks like they've been eviscerated. You're not quite sure why, and there's just spatters of blood everywhere. So as you're doing that, Brick, you get in there. You see Marius standing there, cradling the inert form of Ragesh in his arms.
Brit just throws his weapon to the ground, shouts no, and runs towards her.
Believer. I have tried to keep her resilience is strong. The demons came. The slad came. I could not hold them all at bay. I tried. She is so strong. She is so strong. Something keeps her with us. I have tried my skills to try and keep her with us, but I am not strong enough.
With that, Brick has got a potion of greater healing. Will this? And he says, "Will this help?"
I don't know. You could. She is betwixt worlds at the moment. I don't know if that would help or not. My skills are not that way inclined.
I can rather do a... Where is it on the list? Healing word.
Anti-magic zone, remember.
I don't think he's doing anti-magic at the moment.
Have all of our spells dropped? Has the light gone from Fusto?
Fusto, the light's gone, yeah. It
Yeah,
only
okay,
lasted
so
an hour
in which
anyway.
case I'm going to just use the healing potion. I'm not wasting any more time here. It's the potion of greater healing.
Okay.
She gets an 11 from me anyway, as well.
Okay, nothing happens.
The magic is down.
And it just pours down the side of her face. She is so strong, this one. I can't lose her. And she is grey.
Did my healing word do anything?
No.
We need to get her out of him.
What is it? What happened? I'll ask him, obviously.
The slad came. I couldn't hold them back. The demons came as well. You were not quick enough with the portal. We could not be saved. My friends in Sanctuary are dead. The Huntress.
We need to do what we... Sorry.
And she's... And you see a slight movement in her hand. And the rain drips through the ceiling from the crack made by the ley line spell that Dak did. It cracks from the ley lines. And you look at her and just remember her standing in a field picking wildflowers. And she just, briefly, eyes just flicker open. She looks at you, Brick, and then she looks at Marius.
Don't you fret, Monsieur Marius. I don't feel any pain. A little fall of rain can hardly hurt me now. You're here. That's all I need to know. And you will keep me safe. And you will keep me.
And he hugs her to his bosom.
And rain will make the flowers grow.
But you will live, Pauline, dear God above. If I could close your wounds with words of love.
Just hold me now and let it be. Shelter me.
This is for Ben, by the way.
Comfort me.
I'm sobbing in the background, man.
I don't feel any pain. A little fall of rain can hardly hurt you now. I'm here.
That's all I need to know. You
And I will stay with you
be safe
till you are
till you will keep me
asleep.
close. Rain
And rain
will make the
will make the flower grow.
And she flops in his arms. Her cloak opens and you see this huge gap where the stomach and heart and lungs were. How she stayed conscious is impossible to know. But the life leaves her in Marius's arms. Wafflehouse, is there anything you can do to bring her back? My huntress. Is there anything you can do?
Remembering Lewin has what? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Lewin. You there was a thing set that basically meant that my belief was you're the only one that can keep but save her or whatever, right? That's out of character. That's me asking you, Lewin. Ross.
If he's not there, he has told me about this before, that he changed your memories to make that the case, yeah.
Yeah, in which
Yeah, I
case he
remember
would
saying
shout
that.
out for Lewin and say, "Get in here now."
So Lewin comes in.
Lewin, your mic is unmuted, but we can't hear you.
This'll be why. Hello. You missed everything I just said then, which is a very important caveat, which is Lewin was very clear when he said, as long as Lewin's alive, you can find Ragesh. It was never anything about keeping her alive.
In which case I wouldn't have done that then, if that's the case. No, I would have. I was trying to make sure it was to the tune of what you'd put. Okay, that makes it inert then. So I would probably do that. I would probably just turn around to the spellcaster and say, "Please tell me there is something we can do."
If we can get her out of this anti-magic field, there's a chance I might be able to do something to save her.
Well, come. Let's take her out. Then. She hated this
Boris.
God-forsaken place.
Boris, get Marius and carry him as well. He's looking worse for where we
Did
need
I-
to get
Yep.
do what we can for both of them.
Lewin's just looking at this whole situation. There's dead bodies everywhere.
Yep.
He hasn't heard this whole conversation about the portal. He's looking at these two, and he's in a bad enough mood already that all of this emotional stuff is not going to work on him. Is Marius being honest? Is there deception in what he's saying?
Make an insight roll for me, please.
With disadvantage, this is going to be.
I will
good.
help Lewin
No,
if I
I
can.
don't think you can
can't
help on a
help.
deception
You can't
roll.
help with
The
insight.
insight,
checks
yeah.
insight roll,
this.
sorry.
Okay.
It's a 15.
You can see there are tears streaming down his face. There are still flames on his cheeks. As the tears hit the flames, there's a slight sizzle as they evaporate. He looks very genuine. He looks distraught.
I will get out of their way then.
Okay. And you move out of Sanctuary. Brick,
Is the orb still here?
there was a black orb in the centre of the room, yeah.
Good to know.
It's still spinning. You are going to leave the shelter of the anti-magic. Yes, I will come with you.
I'll ask Boris to try and support Marius, because he does look quite. If I'm right in thinking he's quite weak and feeble, right? So like, he's going to need.
Those who have religion or arcana skills, you see these black smudges on the ground. And these look similar to the smudges you've seen after demons have been killed.
Flip up a good fight then.
So, let's see what you can do to bring her back.
Well, quickly now, because we've only got a minute.
Yeah, depending on Marius, I'll either support or just out and out carry him.
And I'll carry Ragesh as fast as I can out of the field.
Okay. So it's going to be over a minute by the time you get out.
Damn it.
So you get out. You take a smudge with you. There you go.
Hey.
So you get out from the outside of the range, and as you do so, Brick, your foresight comes back on.
Yeah.
There you go. And you'll come back out here again. And the rest of you can come out as well. There we are, move the ball out. What can you do for her? And is there anything you can do for the others of Sanctuary too?
Everyone's been gone too long for what I currently have available within my power. Even
Try, please. So what do you do?
I mean, I will, for the sake of third double spell shot, we'll try Revivify for Ragesh and see if that's enough just to give us some sort of life back again.
Okay. Cast with Revivify. You put diamonds on her. As you do so, nothing stirs. It feels like the spell has not found purchase. She's lying still in Brick's arms. Brick, how do you feel?
Oh, at the moment he's not really speaking. He's absolutely distraught.
I'm really glad there's 200 miles between me and you, by the way.
Just launch myself over the table at you. No, he's completely distraught. He's just hoping and praying that something will somehow it will turn out okay.
What other thing can you do? Has not worked.
Can Boris try something?
Please, anything.
And I apologise in advance for this, but Boris actually believes this, and it's your fault for not telling him it's not true. Is there any chance we could get the chair, Lewin?
Not today.
Bugger, never mind.
And Marius looks quizzically at you.
I have a chair of immense power gifted to me. It helps me commune with my god.
Iskip, you see interest in his eyes as he says that. Really? Power is useful, but will it bring back the Huntress?
I don't know exactly what it can do.
And he sits down on the ground and he starts to sob. It's all for nothing. There is nothing you can do to bring her back. Believe her. I thought you and the Wafflehouse would be able to bring her back.
Yeah.
I guess I'd turn around to Dak and say, is there nothing that yourselves or even anyone back in Amon could do if we can if we can even just bring her body back?
There is a chance, a slim chance.
You know,
Provi-
Dak, that without vital organs, even if you revivified her, she would have died straight away. Because she doesn't have a heart and lungs and tested.
Yeah. Yeah, I needed her just to be alive enough that I could use regenerate, but that's not going to work now.
I'm kind of hinting about like true resurrection, basically.
Yes. So what that will say is there is a slim chance, provided her soul hasn't been otherwise taken and is free to return to a form of her own. Provided we can get the material components, we can still resurrect her as long as it doesn't take more than 200 years.
We should be able to get the material.
Bit of a time
in
crunch.
200 years.
But it is us.
But this is under the caveat that her soul hasn't been claimed.
Well, I don't see why it would be. She was alive 30 seconds ago. Well, longer than that, 2 minutes ago.
I am more than willing to take even a 1% chance.
Okay. As long as you're aware that I can't guarantee it, we can certainly try.
I would rather try absolutely everything within our powers, even if it's not right this second.
Okay. Well,
but I am not going to just let her go like this.
Right. Well, that's fine. Well, what I'll do is, while you're taking a moment, I might just go and say to Lewin, "Can you just take down a list?" And I shall give Lewin a list of what we would need for true resurrection. To scribble that down somewhere so that I can give that list to Brick when he's a bit more with it, so he's got something he can use as like a checklist.
You do realise there is basically no light behind Lewin's eyes at the moment, but absolutely, give it to him.
Well, maybe a distraction would be helpful.
Actually, I will. 25,000 gold pieces. I don't have quite that much diamond on my person. I have about a tenth of that.
Yeah. It's quite a list of expensive shit.
And you know in Kymel all the diamonds have been bought out anyway.
I'm also saying that we could just play casino roulette with it.
I mean, yeah, if we get push comes to shove, we can do the reincarnation thing, but you know, it's a bit of a crapshoot what you get with her. She might not be best pleased if she comes back as a goblin or something.
I mean, okay, I will take the shopping list. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but okay.
No, it's more so it can be written down, and then I can give it to Brick as some sort of solace that if he can achieve these things, there's something that can be done. So it's more for his mental well-being.
And I guess if not, then the backup is the reincarnate, right? And we have a few days for that.
But this is to give you a chance to grieve for the minute, and then give you something for your mind to focus on to keep you sane.
What's the shopping list?
It's the regents I'd require for true resurrection.
They can't be that hard to attain for a clever group like us.
It's not so much hard to attain, it's just really damn expensive.
I mean,
I'm just
if you can't afford it, doesn't mean you can't get it.
I mean, diamond heist, anyone? Like,
don't all start looking at me.
I mean, in serious, Brick's probably just sat there again, like distinct, insolable, like.
There is a danger that her soul will not survive in this place. The demons suck souls dry, and there is no come back from that. Either we bring her back swiftly, or... And he just lets the oar hang in the air. And boys in this group are talking about doors as you're talking this. They're completely unemotionally attached.
It's a coping mechanism, is what it is.
I guess at this point I would probably turn up to Dak and say, we brought someone back. I can't remember where it was where we were at when we did it, but we did bring someone back with reincarnate, didn't we, recently?
We did. The woman that got squashed.
Yeah, I just said that, like, I don't care what she looks like when she comes back, and I don't think Marius cares either. I want my daughter back, so please, can you try?
The regents reincarnate are not the sort of thing we'd find here. And in any case, I wouldn't be able to cast that until the morning anyway.
You have brought people back before, Wafflehouse. Why can you not bring back your daughter, Believer? Surely, love is the best magic of all. Did you not, the Wafflehouse, realize that?
I'm a fighter, not a magician. There's nothing I can do. And if there was something I can do, I don't know what that is.
Let's go back in the shelter. You hear in the distance, you can hear sort of howls and screams of creatures from other planes. We have at least some protection, though not much now, in the sanctuary. Please, it's not safe to have the huntress out here.
Let's go back.
It's like on Ragesh, out of interest.
Basically, just like the others, her middle section has been exploded out.
A bit like pestilence and disease and boils popping and things like that.
No, a bit like a xenomorph bursting out of her abdomen.
Oh.
Wafflehouse. And Marius goes up to his table. I need to research something. You come up with a plan. Whilst the person who voices me goes to the toilet and gets a beer.
That's a good idea. This person's gonna go to the toilet as well.
He's just asked for the thing we are least able to give, which is a good plan.
This dude's shady as fuck. I
Hell,
want to push him into the sphere.
Yeah. We can't even do a plan, let alone a good plan.
Yeah.
Well,
The last time we did the plan, we all went in separate directions because half of us misunderstood the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have 3 options for resurrection, none of which I can now do.
Does Ragesh require a soul, or do you just want the body back?
Or does she require the body, and can we just put the soul in something else?
I mean, if I had my ex-wife's cage, as I am now a widower, of course, I could have put her in the cage, but alas, my wife is dead.
Can
we put her in Isgip? He's got a previous with this anyway.
No, there are no vacancies in this hotel. Sorry.
I'm just saying, the person to put it inside is you, Boris. There's plenty of vacant space.
That is very true. It's an old, empty manor house with just an old, silly monkey sitting in the attic.
It's just the butler keeping the windows open.
Look, I'm just saying, I don't like Marius in the slightest. Even though I passed my insight check and he seems genuinely upset, he probably killed everyone in here because there's an anti-magic circle, and yet the demons still managed to get in. He's shady. Push him in the spear brick.
I know there's the saying, and if it was true, I would happily donate one of my lives for this. Cats don't have 9 lives.
We do actually need some sort of a plan though, because all we've done is just...
Say, have you saved my daughter yet, or am I going to be all pissed off with you next week?
Well, we were just discussing. I've got 3 different options for bringing someone back from the dead of varying levels of good, and between spell slots and regents, I can't do any of them.
Oh, Jesus.
And wizards don't have any of resurrection spells of that kind. As I said, if you don't require a soul, I can absolutely get her back up and moving again.
What about scrolls? Do you have any scrolls?
I have several scrolls, but unless you want to stick a force field around her body, it's not going to do anything.
So Marius is there and he's going through his papers. Have you any chance to bring her back, Wafflehouse? And flecks of blood. He brings up a handkerchief, and there's flecks of blood on his on the tissue, and you can see he's visibly weakened. I'm sorry. And he sits down. assault was difficult. The huntress saved me from one of those beasts. Have you a plan? And he looks at you hopefully.
Short of what we've already put forward, no.
How did the demons get in, Marius?
The shield broke. It weren't quick enough. My strength is failing. And they broke in. There's only so much I can stop them getting in. And they broke in. This slad broke in. The demons then came, and we slew many. But Sanctuary is dead.
They, demons leave behind like a small pile of ash or something when they die, right?
Yeah, and you can see these smudge marks on the ground around you.
Does it look like there's lots of small particles? Because there's no wind here, right? There's no.
There is rain dripping from the ceiling.
What about your friends as well? You know, Lady Fenrir. They seemed awfully powerful.
I don't know where she is. She has not come back. I fear that the demons or the slad have had her too. She would be wise to steer clear now.
Finreal was a drow of the third house.
Yes.
Sorry, this was just muttering himself. This orb, this thing's the thing. This is the thing causing the anti-magic field, isn't it? That Lewin is.
I have. Don't touch it. It is dangerous to touch. I have to invest my power into it to keep the field up as much as I can.
Well, given that things are already dealt with, why waste your energy, Marius? Drop it. We can all discuss normally now the demons are gone.
I will try. I will drop it. 1 second. I can't spell. I still can't spell.
I feel like this is a time where JC should be holding a dodge action for a collapsing cave.
Okay, I will. If you think that is appropriate, I will do so. Be wary of the slad. And he you can see a slight shudder in him, and Brick, your foresight comes back.
I hope if I was muted. Okay.
Our days will be numbered now. But I care not anymore. And he goes up to Brick and specifically up to Ragesh, and there's a tender hand that strokes her cheek. I did not notice her as a woman when she was here.
Sorry, very important question. How old is Marius?
It's hard to say. He's probably middle aged, but he's deeply scarred.
Yeesh. I'm a middle-aged man. Even I think that's creepy.
Think Deadpool type scarred. The anti-magic shield is down. We have no protection.
Why didn't you do that before, Marius? When we could have saved Ragesh? We took her outside and wasted precious time.
don't know. This has been too much for me. And you see a man in front of you who's crushed. And he looks small and frail now.
I feel like it's pointless for us to stay here. We should probably just move on from here. There is.
If you cannot bring her back, there is potential. A legend from the mine. It's in these papers here, and he ruffles through the papers on his desk. There is a golden elf statue. Artifact. From the calamity. The days of Arcanum. That may give us, or give you, the power to bring her back. Believer. He puts his bloodied hand on your arm. Brick. Believer. The Wafflehouse did this once before. They used the power of love to bring back a child. Would you be willing to do the same? To bring the Huntress back?
Without a moment's hesitation.
The legends are that the gold elf statue, and I not know who built it. Legends are that he has the power to to do this. But it is dangerous, of course. The Slad are everywhere with the demons abound. I can give you this scroll. Should show you information on this, as much as we know. It is said it is why the elves went mad initially, and led to the revolt of the slaves here. They unmasked and covered the golden one. That's the only thing in my power.
Chance.
It is a chance. But the chance will be better if your leader, and he looks at Dak, could use his skills to heal the Huntress.
If I can, I will.
Well, do so, please.
Nothing bad has ever happened being sent on a quest gathering item by a mysterious stranger who appears to be a benefactor.
Well, we all know what Brick would be happy to do, which is go and get this bloody statue or try and find it.
And he gives you a scroll which is written in a language which Brick does not understand.
Okay, so that cuts out 3 languages.
It's in ancient Elvish.
Well, I guess I would ask others if anyone else recognises this.
Oh, you can probably read it.
You can read languages, can't you? Or is it just you can just speak them? Skipper's gone. He's whispering Lewin, so we can't hear us. It gives you directions to the golden much. If we bring it back here, I will see if I can research the ritual to bring the huntress back. Your daughter.
I will do whatever I can.
You probably need your strength to do this. Would you be able to either go now, or you may be best served by getting your strength back and resting?
I mean, everyone's looking pretty haggard, aren't they?
Casey's pretty much asleep on the floor at this point.
I mean, yeah, you're
JC has gone to
exhausted.
sleep,
A couple of you are bloodied.
Yeah.
So we haven't really got much of a choice. I guess the question is whether to keep Marius and the body of Ragesh safe, whether he should be putting the barrier back up or not. But I think that was probably a one-way trip, right? Turning it off.
I can keep it on, but it is not impervious now. I have lost my strength.
Try and do what you can to keep at least yourself and Ragash's body safe. The rest of Sanctuary, there is nothing left to save, but trying to keep yourself safe, at least in this room, may not be the worst idea.
And the huntress. And he goes back up to the orb, and he unravels pulls his sleeve up, and he puts his hand on the orb, and you can see it just start to shrivel up. And sparks and fire goes up his arms. It's back up. And he goes to his desk and he takes the milk of the poppy. My last supply. The barrier is back up for at least for the time being. It costs me dear. I need to rest as much as I can. I suggest you do the same.
I will offer to help Marius back to his bed.
Thank you, believer. The huntress is very lucky to have her father like you. She talked of you often about flowers and the rain. She loved flowers. To have a love like that in your life is exquisite. You are blessed. And he falls back onto the cot and just falls into a deep slumber.
And what I will do as well is I will look for hopefully some less bloodied sheets, and I will at least try and, I guess, make her presentable, like lie her down in a bed, so to speak, nearby, near
you
Marius.
do so. A brick, you will not be able to have a long rest. Not let yourself do.
No, I'm pretty much just gonna stay watch most of the night.
Yeah.
Like I'll probably get a couple hours sleep in when I'm absolutely desperate, but I'm probably not gonna sleep.
So you can get a short rest, but you get a point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
And the rest of you can have a long rest unless you wish to do anything else.
Can I get a chance to examine this orb anymore? Now that I have some time.
Yes, you can.
I am infinitely fascinated, and I'm absolutely compartmentalizing my massive emotional trauma.
JC, you don't take any damage by losing a point of exhaustion because you're in the anti-magic shield. So you get protected from that.
Just a quick question. It's obviously counted as a short rest tonight. Am I going to be able to just use hit dice to recover any lost points?
Yes, but you don't get any back.
Yeah. That's fine. Not a problem.
Okay. So Lewin, you look at the orb. It's black. It's spinning. You know it's spinning. You can't. It's featureless, but you feel it's spinning, and there are arcane sparks to it.
Do you have any idea what this thing is, Lewin?
Do I have any idea what this thing is?
You've asked that before, and the answer is still no.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Lewin is going to take 10 steps back, and he is going to get a small rolled-up piece of parchment, and he's going to throw it.
Oh, science. Okay.
Okay. So make a attack roll. See if you hit.
Okay. Let's do this. That's a 10.
Miss.
Dak will stand the other side and throw it back.
So maybe you didn't wrap it up tight enough, and it just sort of like flopped out. You know what I mean? Like one of those paper planes that's really badly constructed.
Well, it's just a ball of paper. I've just rolled up a ball of paper and thrown it in the centre.
Yeah. So this thing is spinning. It's probably the size of about a basketball.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I will just try again.
Okay. Well, eventually you manage to do that, and the paper hits the black orb and just completely vanishes.
Sick.
Well, that seems dangerous.
Now, can you imagine if Lewin had actually touched that earlier?
Hey, that 22 intelligence has got to offset that 0 wisdom sometime.
And you hear Marius moaning in his sleep.
Oh, he's asleep, is he?
Yeah, he's asleep. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I'm going to ruffle through his papers as well then.
Okay. So
the worst house guest ever.
So you can see there is parchments there. There's ancient arcane scripts. What languages do you speak?
So Lewin speaks Common, Elvish, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Okay. Some of it is in Elvish. There are some scripts in there in Infernal. There are some in a language which you don't understand.
Not a problem.
There is one interesting one though, which is you've got a while to go through this. There is a book, and as you go through it, you can see there is a drawing of a ziggurat with a lines in it, but the script is something you do not understand.
Very interesting.
For reading through what you're reading through, you realise that this is a central point of ley lines. It is a place of power, and it has been so for many thousands of years.
And being the clever clogs that he is, Lewin's going to just examine through. Has anything here been encoded or encrypted?
You don't have the skills to do that.
Fine.
You don't have. Do you have writer's skills? Writer's tools.
I've got calligrapher's supplies.
Oh, do you have that skill?
I do have that skill, and that's a 27.
Oh, okay. Well, so you realise this. Okay, there is some subtext to some of the ancient Elvish that you're reading here. With a 27, you realise that there is. You don't get the specifics of it, but you realise there is dark magic behind the black ball.
Yes.
This terminology you don't understand because it's not something you know, but you know that there is script within script.
Oh, this is all very exciting, and Lewin is very, very unhinged at the moment. So he's going to take his own notes down, and then he's going to retire.
And the rest of you, JC sleeps. Brick.
Yeah, sleeps hard.
JC sleeps hard. You lose a point of exhaustion. Boris. Fusto is not growling. He would have been growling and making noise, but it's not doing it because the anti-magic field is up. Dak, you feel yourself fall into a deep slumber. And it is quiet. Brick, you are the only one awake. You stand there, and you stand vigil over the unmoving, cold, inert form of Ragesh. And drips of water from the ceiling land on her. She looks as she did many years ago, young, innocent.
Yeah, I guess he's just gonna stand vigil outside, and I guess.
Okay, can the rest of you just?
You could whisper to him if you don't want
Can
to
the rest
hear.
of you just go on mute, please?
Put something in chat when you're ready for us.
Yep. Voice is on mute. Voice go on mute. Okay, everybody on mute. Brick, in your mind. I can bring her back. I have the power to do so. If you follow my calling, believer. If you believe in me, I will restore her to her youthful glory.
Just out of interest, does obviously the vision that he was shown, this is quite different to that vision.
Yep.
So he's probably going to shrug it off. I think. I think he'll put it off as an invasive thought and just overthinking things. I don't think he would initially go for that.
I offer you this one chance. I am not the charlatans that you have come across before. I have power. And I can use my power to bring the Huntress back. You have a choice to make. Believe. You don't believe. Choice is yours.
I think he's not. He wouldn't believe because he's the vision that he's seen of how she's died here and of what he was shown where she was dead in this other vision aren't the same. It's not.
Okay. But you hear that voice in your mind, snoring away. Okay, I can get everybody else back now.
Yep. Let's put a thing in the chat.
And Brick is sitting there on his own, dejected. Rain from the ceiling lands on him.
Hello.
He looks alone. The hard man Brick sobs, holds the hand, still cold, and Ragesh. Rest of you sleep, apart from Lewin, who is doing a crossword. And the night, what passes for a night here, passes. And you awake.
Did I miss anything? I was getting a drink.
Brick, what do you look like?
Like shit. I've not slept. The black bags under his eyes. Definitely looking a little bit less, again, I guess in the same context of Lewin, right? A bit more jaded and less light behind the eyes.
The spark has gone out of Brick.
And so has the foresight, so I no longer have the future sense of dread, just the current sense of dread.
So you are in Sanctuary. It is not just a dream. Wafflehouse. And Marius tries to get up, struggles. And he goes to his milk of the poppy glass, but it is empty. Alas, I will have to bear his torment. Did you look at the scroll I gave you? Are you going to look for the gold?
I'm assuming one of you yesterday would have read that scroll, right? Because I did hand it out to everyone.
Nobody bothered.
I mean, Boris, you don't want him reading it.
Well, but I'm going more towards those who can actually read Elvish. I would have. Yeah.
I think that's just.
That implies that some of us can at least read.
Yeah, I think that only really includes Lewin and maybe Yxib, I think.
Am I the only one who can read Elvish?
I think so.
Read it.
God,
While he
you're
was scrolling through his scroll,
uncultured.
to be fair, while he was scrolling through all those tomes, etc., last night, I probably would have asked him to look through that.
Okay.
I wouldn't have just.
So
Yeah,
Lewin,
I would have made someone read it.
so this scroll is basically instructions to get to the golden one. And there's a warning. Be wary. Your mind is fertile ground.
Being an elf of sorts, at least being from Singon, do I know anything about this golden one?
Make a religion roll for me, please.
That's a 21.
No. You don't.
Okay.
You don't. You've not heard of a gold. But there is a warning that your mind is in peril if you approach the gold.
Well, luckily for me, as I have leveled up since I started this adventure in the forest, I have a preparation for this now, but I can't do it while the anti-magic field's up.
Nope. Okay. I have the field up. This, I believe, is the last day that I'll do this. I am dying. And he holds up his hand. Don't fret about me. I will help bring Huntress back to. I have love for her. I will give my love to bring her back to.
Can I just give Yiskip a look? Yiskip, you're much more in tune with cultural norms than I am.
You say that as he's like looking through mushrooms in his pockets.
Iskip looks up from basically, Iskip is sort of deeply engrossed in his navel at the moment. He's found an omphalif in there and is sort of sculpting it into something.
Yes, Lewin, I am completely on board with your words.
You're much more. Oh, I didn't say this. There's just a sort of a Now Lewin's got a wisdom of 0. He doesn't have these sense of it. There's just a vague look of discomfort when he's talking about all of this with the Huntress.
Certainly is a bit weird.
Lewin had the good sense of dating a woman much older than him.
Oh, wow, yeah. How old is Ragesh, Brick?
At this stage, I can't remember. Didn't we say she was like?
16,
She's a teenager.
16,
se-
16
like I
17.
thought she was like 17 or something.
Yeah,
Like
16,
that.
17.
Well, that's a bit creepy.
Oh, I thought she was like 13 or so.
Oh, well, that settles it. This guy's definitely
this
evil.
Was quite the,
He's going to-
these times, this was quite the norm.
We live in a D&D society. That's why I've not mentioned much about it. I'm sat there going like, this is probably just the norm, and I'm pretty sure DM would have pointed out if this was a bit creepy for the context of the universe we are playing in.
It's not that creepy. He's a deformed man. She's a young person, but she, one of you at least spotted that she was infatuated with him, and she had a deep crush, indeed was in love with him for what he had done to save the people.
And he took advantage of that as a middle-aged man.
Did.
This is what happens when the dads are not about.
Yeah.
This is entirely Brick's fault. Oh, right, anyway.
What's your AC again, Dak?
17.
Yeah, that might not be enough.
So Ragesh is lying there
So, I will read out this scroll in the instructions for the less literate amongst us.
Yep. So it's basically instructions of how to go down a mine, and second left, third left, fourth right. It's reading quite basic, but there are warnings as you get towards the end. Be wary; it can interfere with your mind.
Yes. Hopefully, my latest insights can help against this. Hopefully.
Okay.
Alright, guys.
I will share the last of our supplies with you. And Marius brings the last of the mushrooms he has and breaks them with you. And he starts to munch on one of them, and he offers them around.
I am going to pass on this.
So be it. I will give this to the youngster. And he gives us a bit of mushroom to Freddy.
Well, don't you even touch him, mate. You've had too much death about you. You've got death in your fingers. You haven't even washed. I'll feed him my own mushrooms. Thank you very much.
Oh, he hasn't visited the bathhouse.
I understand. I understand it is the protection of the mother. Very wise. I will give this to you so you can feed your progeny. And he gives you the mushrooms.
I will eat the mushrooms.
And Freddy looks at you slightly.
Freddy, we don't accept food from strangers. Not before I taste it first. I'll feed you later, buddy. In fact, no, your father will. I've fed you for the last couple of weeks.
And he just nips you under your chin.
Ouch, you little fucker. Oh, Freddy, I'm sorry. I'll give him.
He just darts under your clothes, and he starts to. You can just hear him go.
There's one more thing Lewin's going to do before we leave. Can I just do a quick run round of what's left of Sanctuary and see if there's anything worth borrowing from the dead?
Looting the bodies, is it, Lewin?
Well, we need it more than they do.
It's recycling.
So the bodies have not moved. There is you can just see there is food, which is mushroom stew. There are flagons of water. There are basic utensils and knives and spoons, and that is it.
Nothing useful. And do I see Traddock anywhere, or he's caught?
Yes, you did. You saw the one-armed dwarf, and he's dead as well.
That's a shame. He was pretty straight talking. I liked him.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
All right, Dave.
Where's Ragash's weapon?
Did you ask that?
Yes.
And Barrett goes, "They are here." And he opens a cupboard under one of the desks, and inside there is a sword with a hook on the end, and there is a longbow.
How did you get this sword, Marius?
It was here. The gods, I think, may have planted this here. I don't know how it arrived in this place, but it was here when we escaped from the hobgoblins, and then the sled. I had the feeling that Ragesh should own this. It had the aura on it, and it served her well.
You say there's a bow. Is it anything special?
It is shadow. The huntress used this. It is a special bow.
I will look at Brick and say, with your permission, may I at least borrow this for a while?
You can't use longbows.
Oh, okay.
You're too short.
Too short and fat.
Too short and fat. I will get a magical bow at some point.
It's taller than you are.
I'm going to turn around and say, look, I'm not sure that a god planted it here, because I wouldn't exactly call the person who last had it in their possession a god.
Who was that? Are we dancing to the tunes of others?
I have a horrible feeling that may be the case.
Well then,
was the black orb here when you arrived as well?
It was here, and I managed to activate it and give it my life force to protect us.
Okay, DM, I'm a very big callback here, but I know that when we did scrying on Dyson years ago, so yeah. I don't know if we remember the details. Did we all see the visions, or like what we were seeing like through those, or was it only particular people who saw that?
Which scrying?
There was one where the crystal ball exploded, right?
There was one where the crystal ball exploded.
Because I'm just wondering whether
you
maybe
didn't see when the crystal ball exploded, you saw nothing. The crystal ball just exploded.
No. And there were, okay, so there was no times when we've scryed on Dyson and we've all
never
seen
scryed
where
on
he's...
Dyson,
No.
You don't know where he is.
Because that hooked sword was in your possession for quite a while, wasn't it?
It was mine, and then he took it.
Yeah, it was stolen from you, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was stolen, and then he intentionally used it to try and find Ragesh. So there's very big gaps in our knowledge as to what's going on. But as Marius has said, like again, I think there are people playing the tune, and we're just following along exactly what they want.
In the end, my life is meaningless. I wish to give the huntress her life back. She has done so much. But Sanctuary is... And you can just see him looking forlorn. Sanctuary is no more. If you were here, perhaps you may have been able to stop the attack of the demons. But you were not here. Did you close? Yes, you closed the portal.
Yep.
At least stop further demons getting into this realm. Well done. And did you let Singon know what happened?
I believe that message got relayed, didn't it?
Yeah.
So is Singon safe? I hope so. So did you hear that? His voice is becoming quieter and quieter as his energy starts to sap. Is Singon safe?
Is it secret? Is it safe?
Singon should be safe. They managed to get out before.
They escaped.
Yeah.
Gods.
To where I'm not sure at the moment, but as far as we're aware, they have escaped and managed to relocate to safety.
So you have spiked the guns of your enemies. Well done. At least, if I shall pass here, I will be happy not in the knowledge that we have defeated the machinations of our enemies.
I don't like this wording. It's too vague.
I need to put some more power into the circle. He goes up to the black orb. You see his hand now has not recovered from when he touched it last time.
I'm right there with you, Lewin. I totally agree. None of this feels right.
Well, it's not our problem anyway. Go on, Brick. We need to.
So he goes up, and he puts his other hand on the orb, and you can see he goes and his hand just turns black and mummifies. And two of his fingers fall off. That is spent. I wait your return. Wafflehouse. He just sits on the floor now, in front of Ragesh, and he just holds a hand, and he falls unconscious there.
Why would he touch it again?
Can I go over to where Marius is laying and just check on him?
His fingers are tentacles.
Yes, I can give you the wiggly fingers. Yes. Can Dak go over to Marius and just check on his respiration and heartbeat and whatever, just to confirm he's actually still going.
Make a medicine roll.
Sure. Where's my medicine gone? There it is. 27.
His pulse is rapid but faint.
Okay. Would this be consistent with someone who is
examining like this? He doesn't move, and he is very much a man on his last days.
Okay.
If you had to put a value on how exhausted he was, you'd probably say he was about 5.
Brick, I mean this with the nicest possible intentions of our dear unconscious man here. May I please examine your daughter? just to make
If you
sure that
think it will, if you think it will help, then sure.
that's fine. So I am just going to bend over. I'm going to pull one of my empty vials out. Firstly, I'm assuming she's cold now, completely cold to the touch.
And you can see rigor mortis is starting to set in. The blood's starting to settle.
That's fine. And just this hole, because it's like in her chest, isn't it?
And her abdomen. Yeah.
Abdomen, yeah. Can I just lightly take one of my small knives out and just move the flesh around quickly?
Depends if everybody lets you.
It depends if I'm allowed.
I mean, I'm not gonna be looking at this one. I think I've probably gone over to this
Well,
the sword. And I'm just holding the sword.
Well, Dak is already with Maris, and Dak will supervise what Lewin is up to.
What are you doing? Sorry, you're fishing around in who?
In Ragesh. I'm basically examining what I think has caused this and seeing if what Maris has told us is true. I'm doing that.
Well, make a medicine roll for me. Actually, you don't need to because you've seen the others. So the injuries are very similar to the other people around here. The internal organs are basically gone. Looks like something of it's gone from inside to outside, and everything is. So the wounds are going outwards rather than inwards. Amazing that she had the fortitude, the orcish fortitude to keep going. To wait for you to turn up.
That's fine. I'm gonna do a thorough examination if I can, and then I will step back.
Well, you can't really do it. You don't really have the stuff to do a thorough examination. But what's your medicine roll?
That can help you out if I need to.
So she is dead and. Basically, her internal organs are gone. With the 30, it looks like they have been ripped out.
Fair enough. And if so, if I can finish my business, I will stand up.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the sword.
Yep.
And now this is the first time I'm going to be able to properly examine the sword. Like, does it look and feel how I remember it?
Looks identical. There are a few scrapes on it. There is a chain of daisies around the hill, which weren't there before. But it looks very much the same as you remember.
Well, in which case, I think I want to. It's no use here, and if this is for any godforsaken reason we can't get back here, I'd like to at least take this, even if it's got no use anymore.
Okay.
So I will holster that, and it more than anything be a keepsake. I'm probably not going to use it at the moment or attempt to attune. I can't attune to it anyway. I don't think.
Could Lewin just make a sleight of hand check, please?
Absolutely.
Has anybody got a passive perception of over 25?
No.
Nope.
No? Okay. Yeah, Lewin, you've done what you wanted to do.
Great.
Bastard.
Yeah, so I'm going to probably take the sword at the moment. I mean,
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, again, I think I had to attune to this, right? And does it have any feeling like it needs attunement, or would I even be able to tell?
I don't think you needed a tuning to it.
Did I
I
not?
can't remember.
Oh no, I didn't. Did
No,
I?
you didn't.
No, I didn't. You're right. I didn't need attunement to it. No, you are correct.
Yep.
Okay. When I sort of, I guess, hold it and give it a couple of swings, whatever, just to test it out, do I feel anything like I used to with it?
No, it feels inert.
Or was it just a sword? It just feels like a sword.
Feels inert now.
I guess he'll just sigh, and yeah, I guess he'll just put it into his holster.
Okay. You have to strap it onto your back because it won't fit into a sheath or anything. You don't have a scabbard for it.
Okay.
But you can do so.
Yeah,
You can do that without.
I'll wrap the blade in. I'll wrap the blade in some cloth, and I will strap it to my back.
Okay. So
You could You could strap it to the other side of Retribution and have a double-sided glaive.
That was a very cool idea in Very Dead Rising, but I don't think it quite works in D&D like that.
Okay, so you are ready for the morning.
Mm.
You leave the confines of Sanctuary, crossing the bridge, feel contact with the weave again, those who have arcane skills. Looking back, you can see this faint shimmer of the anti-magic shell, but there are holes in it. What do you wish to do?
Hopefully, follow the treasure map that has been provided in Reddit.
I have read it. Lewin is going to stand up, scroll in hand. He's going to adjust his vials and potions on his hip, and he will set off.
Okay, so who's in front then?
I mean, Lewin said he'll set off, but of course that doesn't mean he's going in front.
So what is your marching order?
Is the
I'd be
cat
towards
going
the
up front? If not, then Boris will do it.
So Boris?
I can do if people want. Might stand a bit more of a chance if I do.
Okay. So you leave Sanctuary, and you hear in the distance, you can hear screeches and noises of creatures and yells and screams. There's a map to follow. Lewin, it's with your intelligence 22. It's a strange noise I'm hearing. Me sniffing. You can easily follow the instructions on the map, and it leads you further down into the bowels of the earth. So who's at front? Who's leading?
I think JC's leading us.
JC, are you in front?
I think I've been voted for it.
Okay, so JC, you're in the front. So could you make a perception roll for me?
Perception of a 21.
21. Okay. You moving into the bowels of the earth. You're being given instructions by Lewin. Is there any light for Boris in this skip?
True.
I mean, I've got my glaive on. I'm pretty close to the front. Would that give us some light?
And I'll give light on Boris again.
Okay. So
as long as the lights also stay behind me, so much the better.
Okay, that's fine.
Before we set off deeper, Lewin is just going to rub the side of his temples.
Yep.
And he's going
We're not that stressful, Lewin.
And he's going to give himself mind blank for 24 hours.
Okay. Suddenly your mind is clearer. And you walk into the deeper into the. What's your marching order? So it's JC.
JC, yeah.
Yep.
Then Brick.
Then Brick. Then who?
Lewin.
Lewin. Yep.
Then Dak, I suppose.
Dak. Then
You skip a guy at the very back.
So
You say it skips at the back, so I'll go in front of you then.
Okay. Okay. So can please for me, Brick, Dak, Boris, and Iskip make a wisdom saving throws for me, please.
Not wisdom.
Okie dokie.
Iskip passes.
25.
Dak passes. Brick passes. Strangely enough.
Oh.
Boris.
I've actually got pretty good. I've actually my wisdom is awful, but my wisdom saves are actually pretty decent.
So-
It's like I suddenly get common sense in the most emergency
So
situations.
you all feel that those of you some of you feel things pressing into your mind. JC and Lewin are resistant to this. You feel something probing into your mind and trying to destabilize you. Walk into the tunnel. It is dark. Iskip, JC, you at the front. There are you are led down the corridors are empty. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the right thing to show you next. The corridors are empty.
Do these corridors feel like unnecessarily empty? Like there should be stuff, but there literally is nothing.
There is.
Or they just run on.
I'm just going to put you on the next screen. You get to after about an hour of going down, there is a blue glow in the air. So JC's at the front, and then it is a brick, and then it is Lewin. It's in Dak, and Boris, and Skip at the back. Okay, so you are getting close. You all start to feel. Sorry, all of you apart from JC and
me
and Lewin start to feel very uneasy. Are you on the new map? You can see the new map now. Yep.
Yeah.
You have light. Can you all see?
Yep.
I can see.
Yep, you can see. So there are. JC, you feel that you're being watched. You see nothing. This is as far as the map takes you.
Well, gentlemen, left or right?
Well,
assuming obviously that these are the two corridors we haven't been down, sort of thing.
There is you see a faint light ahead. Coming from down here.
Is that also the one that smells the freshest, that has the freshest smell of air?
Actually, it smells foul. There is. Make a perception roll for me, please.
Certainly.
29.
Sorry, what do you got?
29.
Come up for me. Okay, 29. Okay, the air smells strange. Almost. Actually, you can't. You don't know what the smell is. It's something you have not perceived before.
What emotions does it elicit? Say a
dread.
Happy dread. Okay.
No, something which the hackles on the back of your mane stand up, and Freddy sort of hisses.
So, is that the only way that we have? Is that the only option we have to go towards? Is there no other sort of?
Well, there's lots of potential pathways around here.
So, which of these pathways have the cleanest smell, or are the fucking words?
So you're sniffing the air. It all smells right. The light is coming. You can see there's a faint glow coming from down this passageway here.
Okay, thank you. They all smell the same.
Let's be fair. Whichever way we should be going is going to have the most evil smell. It's always going to be something with the biggest, nasty, scary thing that wants to tear our heads off.
Have any of you said that you've seen some strange glow?
That would be whoever's at the front, right?
I would have assumed everyone can see this glow.
If you point out where it is, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on it.
Okay. So
I'll point in the direction of the glow.
The glow is actually coming up from up the corridor. Okay, so you cast. Okay, so you cast Fairy Fire there, and when you do that, that's fine. The sparkles in the air there, but nothing else happens.
Cool.
Could you just roll the
magic
yes,
thing?
Please. Yep.
Where is it? It's it called? Wild magic.
Yeah, wild chaos magic. Okay,
Lightning damage.
So, rather than sort of the standard sort of little flecks of light, you see sparks of electricity around the area.
It's clear. Keep moving.
Onward.
So it's
Cool.
so get to here. You can see down here there is a green glow. Down this corridor here, Tracy, the walls seem to have a slight glow to them, almost like a green glow. It's like throbbing type glow.
Ugh.
And this other path, up this way, whilst JC is cleaning themselves,
doing the odd foot lick thing.
You can see there's some mushrooms, some glowing mushrooms.
They're just of the standard variety.
A standard variety of glowing mushrooms. Yeah.
My words are not coming out today. I will just harvest a couple because they are a good staple for Freddy. Is there anything else in this room? Mind you, I can't really see anything, so I'm gonna pig face this wonderful area. So for the next 10 minutes, I have a pig face.
Pig face on, yeah. So if you change your thing to, you have.
Show me the world.
Dark vision, yeah.
Yeah.
Night vision. 120 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See
So this little crack here that I see, is there anything up further here?
It gets very narrow. Potentially you can squeeze
Freddy,
through there.
do you want to just drop down here for a second, buddy? You stay there. I'm going to squeeze through and see what I see.
Okay. So it's just you go up there and it's just a blind cave. Okay, as you're exploring, what do the rest of you do?
Dak will look after Freddy while XSplit's occupied.
Okay.
JC's,
Freddy is agitated.
Awesome. Lewin is going to look up. Is it just darkness above us?
Yeah, the ceiling is about 30 feet up, and it's illuminated by the lights, and it's quite smooth here. There is sort of a dampness to the air, but there's this strange smell which you cannot really pin down. It doesn't feel like something you want to get too close to. It doesn't smell. It's not offensive smelling. It is. There is something there which I don't want to get close to.
That's fair enough.
It's all clear up this way. Whip. Lead the way, JC. What do your cat eyes see?
So we're going up this corridor now, yeah?
So the light is coming from down here.
Start heading down. Although as we do get closer, I will move a little bit more stealthily, just until I can see where the light's coming from.
Okay.
I am more than happy to let Boris run ahead of me.
I think it's stealth time, guys. Time to be super stealth.
If that's what we want to do,
We're really good at that.
I can do pass without a trace if that's what we want to do.
Okay. So you can do that without a problem?
36.
So you all disappear into the shadows.
Apart from JC, he can manage to disappear in the light.
You disappear between the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I suppose I'll continue walking down.
Yep.
Stealthily.
Yep. Okay. And you see this glow again to the south of you.
myself into the room.
And there's a green glow. Can you see the green glow from where you are?
I can see an edge of it, yes.
Yeah. So you see this green
all
glow
this
there,
is black, but I can see green.
the light. There's a green glow, and the light. It just feels almost alive. The light.
Yeah. Be pressing further into the lighted area?
Well, I think we could. It would be lovely if Dak was up here giving us Pass Without Trace, rather than all the way back there.
Like this.
Bloody cow.
What's that spell called? Sorry. Bear with me 1 second. My mind's completely died on me.
Happens to me a lot.
This skip went the other way.
It should have.
Directions? What are directions?
Upside down, the other way.
ZM's just looking for power word kill, don't worry.
Absolutely. It is.
Hellfire Orb!
What is it called?
Can you describe the basics, and I won't be able to tell you.
Yes. Basically, radiation poisoning.
You're thinking of radiant sickness.
That's no, it's not called that. What's it called?
Sickening radiance.
Sickening radiance. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just looking it up. So you see this thing in front of you, this glowing area in front of you, is something, JC, you don't want to get close to. Just imagine you're playing Half-Life and your Geiger counter was going off.
Quick, push the crystal into the portal. That was what we were doing wrong the entire time.
Push the detonator, I think is the other term.
Hit it with a crowbar.
Stones at it. Well, the air is starting to taste a bit spicy. So, who do we think could actually survive this?
Right. Could you all make for me, please, wisdom saving throws?
Oh, not wisdom.
Does that include me?
30!
Oh, damn.
Does that include you? The answer is... Let's see, what does your spell do?
Wow, damn, you definitely had to get a 1, didn't you?
Yeah. That's one key point gone.
You don't.
Okay.
You don't.
Is this the same thing that was affecting me earlier, where I didn't have to do one? Or
No, you have to do one now.
Yeah,
You didn't cast an 8th level spell.
Lewin just microwaved his brain, so he's fine.
I'm much like Sherlock Holmes. I've got multiple layers. So
Okay, so Iskit passes, Dak passes, Brick passes, Boris. Oh no, hold it. No, wrong one. Beg your pardon. JC fails, Dak passes, Brick passes, Boris passes, Iskip fails. JC, you don't do anything. You just stand there.
I'm too mesmerised by the colour of the light.
Iskip, you just stand there.
Is this a charm or a frightening effect?
It is a sort of charm, yes.
I shall spend that action stilling my mind with stillness.
Okay, you still it, and your stilled mind is stilled.
Very stillingly.
It is. I would say it is sort of a charm effect. Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. And JC, you make that save with an advantage as well.
Why would I have an advantage?
You still failed, but you have advantage because you've got Acqui.
Ah, okay, that's fine.
Okay, what are you doing now? Boris, you can see there's this glow in front of you. There's a green glow.
Yeah, well, can I Like, what's in it? Do we have any reason to go into this thing, or do we just carry on?
Can we go around it?
Well, yeah,
So the
what's
light is
the
coming.
position of the
JC, you
room?
can see where the light is coming from. There's this golden glow coming from to the south of you.
Dearest infiltration expert, would you like immunity to scout ahead?
At the moment, JC is fixated on the glow.
Can I give JC a scratch behind the ears to try and knock him out of this confusion?
You can.
Suddenly, I'll start doing the whole headbutt thing onto your hand.
Okay. I will say, okay, there, you pass that. Yep.
Dearest feline, would you like some protection to travel forward?
Anything and everything.
Okay, then you just see snapping around you, clapping around you, this vaguely see-through conker.
I'm immediately going to start staring at Boris to make sure he doesn't come and kick me like a football.
Okay.
And I suppose
So tempting.
and I will start to make my way in. As I very first cross this line, though, does it get spicy?
You are in a ball, and you are in your HEV suit, so you can just see there's sort of crackling on the outside of the ball, but nothing comes in.
Okay.
As you go down,
They went stop.
Okay, you keep going. The air is green. In front of you, you see this statue, golden statue. If you just stop there for a second,
Yeah.
You see this golden statue of an elf warrior queen standing there, looking proud and regal. There's a glow coming from it. This statue is about 8 foot tall, looks heavy. Around it, you see there are bodies, desiccated bodies of elves. The two with hands around each other's throats. Strangely, there are some spiders' webs here as well.
Quick, JC, get your statue out.
I might keep that to hand. Obviously, nothing can pass in through this conker, so not like I could reach out and grab anything, is it?
No, you can't. No.
Yeah, no, it's
It'll be
completely
rolling like a
impenetrable.
Zorb ball.
Yeah.
Can you pop it?
If you hit me hard enough, yes.
Yeah. Where does shut up. Where does the glow appear to be coming from? Does it appear to come from the statue?
The statue
or
itself
like
is
a rock?
glowing golden.
Statue itself.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I will take as much mental note of the stuff that's around it, and I will, if it doesn't crash on me.
So
head
you
back.
see, so there are these sort of dead creatures, dead elves on the floor. As I say, they look like they may have attacked each other. There's almost like a pulsing golden glow coming from the statue.
Yeah. But once I'm safely back out the glow, I will obviously explain that to everyone of what I see, as described.
Brick, are you deliberately standing at the back?
Oh no, I thought I'd moved my token, but it's just moving me back. Apologies, I'm closer to the rest of the gang, the Scooby gang.
Scooby gang. Okay, so, so you're standing outside this glow, and the air. There almost seems like this incorporeal barrier there.
Yeah.
And as you come out, there is some of it just sticks to the outside of the ball, which is sort of glowing a bit as you do that.
And with that, there was just the satisfying as the conker just disappears and fades out.
Okay.
All right.
Well, what did you find, my feline fancy?
Well, I said I'll explain all about the webs. the elf bodies that appear to have been strangling each other. Golden statue of a elf warrior that is the source of the glow.
Could you all make for me, please, wisdom saving throws, except for Lewin? And JC, you have advantage.
Oh, crumbs. Right.
28.
19.
Oh, Boris, that's not so great.
Fails.
20.
Boris fails. Okay, so I'm rolling rubbish on this. Boris just stands there doing nothing. Oh, who's that? Oh, JC got 19. There we go. That's fine. Yep.
You notice no difference with Boris.
Just stands there. His nipples just stand there getting hard.
So
Twinkle in his
unnecessary.
eyes, slightly dimmer.
And what I'll do is I will stop there for the night.
What a place to finish. The last thing people are going to hear on this video is Boris's nipples get hard.
I want to vote that the next time we hit some form of civilization, we need to get him a nipple piercing.
Do you know,
He's two, he's got a matching
I
tail.
agree with you. I feel like these are like early warning systems.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, probably.
It's the windsock, right? The longer the nipple gets, the more danger we're in.
It points in the direction as well.
They'd be protruding from his chest like lances most of the time.
If we survive this and we get to civilization, all that, I will create Boris a nipple ring with the resilient sphere built into it. So when his nipples are in danger, they summon magical protective auras just around his two chest parts.
But then his testicles become vulnerable.
Don't you feel like Boris though is like Boris is just like a D&D version of Stretch Armstrong in terms of appearance?
A little bit, yeah.
You seem to forget he's still limping on a tentacle.
Yeah. Well, he kind of likes it now.
Wait, has he? I thought the tentacle had gone and we'd grown it back.
Nah, we like him better like this.
Does Boris like him better than like this?
Yeah, he gets to go boop every now and again.
He does enjoy that,
Yes,
to be
it's Skip. He could have rolled at it. He could have attacked you all. Yes.
It seems suspicious to roll that like 4 times in a row. I was just checking that it worked.
Yes, unfortunately it didn't.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that you rolled lots of 2s.
Yes. There we go. Okay.
Well,
How the fuck are we going to transport this fucking huge thing?
Well, you know, it just so happens that I have a magical room which I can access once a day, that if I get the 2 heavy guys, we could probably just about fit it inside. And then we don't actually ever give it back to anyone. I just use it as my radiation torture room where we throw people inside. And
What you can do, right, is you can build yourself a dish of metal. And then when we are going into battle, you can have this shield, right? You can make the room appear on the floor. You can open the hatch and point the shield like a dish from the beam of radiation coming out of the room.
Death ray!
That's how the Death Star was made, exactly.
That's very sophisticated. I just like the idea of going, Boris, throw him into the room.
my final thoughts on the session are that the interesting statement earlier about we've already done this once. I was like, yes, and I remember what happened to that person. They died to bring them back. So I'll start preparing some other characters just in case this goes the same way for me.
Good news, Brick. We are not going to die. We are all going to live forever.
In death.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
he said it now, so that must be true.
Yeah. Something of me will, but we'll see. I don't know.
Look.
I'm interested to see what happens.
Some of you may die, but that doesn't mean it's the end.
Yeah, let's be honest.
That sounds like Dak
Brick is
speaking.
more than willing to do it.
You know,
He says, who are you guys anyway?
As I said earlier, as long as you don't require your souls back, you guys never have to leave me ever. Yes, we're Wafflehouse.
How far can you cast that ball? Can you
Sorry.
cast it underneath the statue from where you are?
So, rules as written, it has to be a medium-sized creature. Sorry, incorrect. It has to be a creature.
Oh.
So yeah, it includes as a creature or object of large or smaller. Oh, there you go. So I could potentially do it, depending how big the statue is.
I was going to say, if you can cast it directly underneath the statue and we just see it just disappear into the room, and all the rest is gone.
That's complicated. That falls outside of what I as a player can dictate. And
So this kid wants to disintegrate the statue with antimatter.
It depends how nice the DM is with. Does the sphere sever with the ground, or does it just wrap round it? You know, it's a complicated mathematical formula, which thankfully I don't have to do. I just say, "Lol, I'm going to do this. Have fun."
God, I've got to work out what I'm going to do.
Does anyone else get the impression this thing is pretty damn evil, though?
Incorrect. It is radiant damage, and everyone knows that radiant damage only comes from good creatures.
Yep.
How the hell do we
in Half-Life?
I agree with that. Radiant damage only comes from good creatures. Absolutely.
Yeah, Baz can attest to that.
Absolutely.
Well,
if we need to transport this thing, can we? Sorry, go on. Sorry, Lou.
No. I am being a smartass, so continue going.
I was just going to say, should we just animate this statue and have it chase us?
Oh yeah, that seems like a great idea.
We're gonna play kiss chase with the statue.
It'd be like that saying, right? You can live forever, but you'll be always chased by a snail. Means being chased by a statue.
Oh, that one's easy. All you do is you get the snail and you trap it inside a Tupperware container.
So what is it?
I've never seen one before. No one has.
No one has.
I believe it's a white hole.
Well, I will stop there. I just want to have a quick word with Brick, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And I well done. I think. Again.
Maybe. Yeah, possibly.
We seem to be further along than we were at the start, and that's a win.
I mean, for us
actually,
it is.
Actually,
definitely.
we've made
you
progress
are where
in
you
that
were about
direction.
6 weeks ago.
Yeah. It's not where we started off today, so we're going to call it a win.
I'll have you know that in the course of the last 3 days, we've stopped a demonic invasion, we've saved St. Gorn, and we've killed Brick's daughter.
All
We
of the
didn't
days
kill
Well
work.
done.
I will
Before you
take
go-
your accolades. Also, Lewin found something he very, very, very much wants.
You want that ball,
Oh.
don't you?
He wants the black ball.
He does want the black ball.
Well, yeah, there's something else to put in his torture chamber.
I don't know about that. There's complications with that kind of thing. Can I move it? What happens
No,
if...
because if you touch it, you die.
Yeah, I know.
You die.
But
you die.
what kind of wizard touches his own things with his hands? What am I, a fighter?
You lose the ability to cast Mage Hand for the rest of the campaign.
I mean, oh god, then I'd have to touch things.
You just get Boris to do it.
I mean, that's why Boris is my mage hand.
my
It's
meat hand.
I've got mage hand for the little hand. I've got Boris for the medium hand. I've got my green fingers for the big hand. Right, I'm going to be going all night at this rate, so I will bid everyone adieu and
I will switch
same
off
back
the
time, same back channel.
the recording. Can't remember how to do it.